wanted to ask you about January 6th, because January 6th really fucking pissed me off. And like, I didn't think really any pundits were really covering it. I was just getting into politics, but I saw like no one, I didn't have a big enough platform. I did try to defend you guys, but no one really defended you guys. What were you even charged with?
Methylene blue has been used for over 100 years for medical purposes and recently surged back into popularity. It has been shown to help repair brain tissue and improve memory, cognitive function, energy, and mood. Research suggests that methylene blue could have neuroprotective effects, possibly aiding in conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression. Go to MerakiMedicinal.com and use the promo code FIGHTBACK for a discount.
So they charged me with 3 different things. I forget the exact nature of them. It would have, if they would have landed all 3 charges, I think it would have been like 20 years.
20 years. What did you do?
I was standing on the Capitol grounds. That's it. I just stood there.
Did you have a megaphone?
I did have a bullhorn, yeah.
Or were you like encouraging violence? Or,
no, exact opposite. We were trying to stop people from going in. We were actually trying to work with, this is all on tape, by the way. We were trying to work with the Capitol Police. So first we got there, we stood on this box of chairs that were set up for the inauguration, and we were telling people, don't go in, it's a trap, don't go in, get out, stop people from going in. It was too late by the time we got there. So then we moved up around the side of the Capitol, and we were with a couple former DC cops, so they said, hey, let me go talk to them. Maybe we can help. If there's anything we can do to help, maybe we can do it. So we went and we tried to talk to some of the cops, and we said, hey, we want to help you. Is there anything we can do to stop these crowds? Is there anything we can do to stop this? And they were just so flummoxed and short-staffed. They were like, I don't know. We don't know. And then I don't remember the communications because I wasn't the one communicating with the cops, but they were like, hey, just try to tell people not to go in. You're Alex Jones. Yeah. A lot of these people know who you are. Just try to get people. They might listen to you. So we tried it. It was already too late by the time we got there, but we tried it, and then we left. But no, so they ended up charging me with a lesser trespassing, standing on government grounds, or standing on government grounds without a license. I don't know, some weird thing. It's not even. It's a tiny misdemeanor. Nobody's ever gone to prison for what I did.
We used to watch people burn down whole cities, and they charge you for this, and they want to give you 20 years. That's like taking your whole life away. I don't know if you have children or not, but that's like taking your whole life.
Well, this is how the corrupt system works. It was actually a good learning experience, as brutal as it was, and I had a light sentence compared to others. But it was actually an important learning experience for me because I saw how the whole thing is rigged. The whole justice system is rigged, and these prosecutors are all corrupt, and the judges are corrupt. And I'm not even saying they're corrupt people, but the process and the practice is all corrupt. So the prosecutors, they just want to nail you. They just want to get their
as much time as they can.
Yeah, they just want to make sure that they get their conviction rates at 100. That's all they care about. So they overcharge you, and then they give you a plea deal, and then they lie to you throughout the entire process. So that's what happened to me. And then the judges, they got to fill the prisons. So the judge's agenda is fill the prisons. So justice is never even in the table. You're in a courtroom. It's supposed to be a court of justice. It's not. The prosecutors don't care about justice. They care about conviction. The judge doesn't care about justice. He cares about incarceration. And so until you've actually been through that process, it's hard to really comprehend how corrupt it is. The whole thing is corrupt. We need justice reform bad in this country.
And it's private prisons now. People are making money off putting people in jail. And no one is held accountable, right? I don't think there's been any arrests of these prosecutors or judges. Most of them are still working, being promoted. That was the largest investigation in FBI history, to arrest people like you who went on a mild, not even really a riot.
I was probably on Capitol grounds for less than 20 minutes.
No, I don't feel like there was that. Everyone now agrees it wasn't a big deal, but at the time, most of the commentators didn't even back you up. That's something that really pissed me off.
And people were scared. And they were scared. You know what's even funnier, too? And I'm just kind of reliving it since you asked. The evidence that they used, because by the time we got there, it was, the whole thing was already overrun. So the evidence, because we submitted all of our security footage. So literally, we gave them all. Like, I couldn't have been more cooperative. I gave them all the electronic devices they asked for. We gave them all of our footage, everything.
To get you off?
Just to prove that we had nothing to do with it. And then they wrote stories like, oh, Shroyer has turned on Alex Jones. And it was like, first of all, I didn't even have to consult with Alex because he knew we were all innocent anyway. But then they spin it. It's like, oh, he's sold out on Alex. No, that wasn't the case. So we turn over everything. The evidence that they used to say that I knew I was trespassing was because it was kind of wet out that day. There was a sign that said, I think it said, nobody beyond this point or whatever. It had already been walked on probably by 1,000 people, covered in mud. And they just happened to catch it on a bottom of a frame on one of our security cameras. And they say, see, Shroyer knew he was going on illegal government property. I'm like, do you think I saw that
people
sign?
are just following mobs and stuff in situations. And you were also probably able to afford attorney. Imagine people that can't afford attorney. They're probably doing 2, 3 more times than you.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole rig system. You don't have an attorney, then they're just like, you're screwed.
But you know what? It's funny you say that because there were definitely some instances where having a good attorney helped, but at the end of the day, the result was probably going to be the same. They were going to get me no matter what.
Yeah. They would probably give you a little more time with that attorney, though. It tends to work that way because they know they can, oh, I don't have a good attorney. We'll give them an extra 6 months.
Yeah.
But no, it was, yeah, you never had a chance getting off. Then no one's held accountable, and that's just, we're supposed to just forget about it.
Well, then it's like, what did they, and then they lied about the whole thing, and they said I was banned from Capitol grounds. Just a total lie. It's just a complete lie. So it's just like everything is lie after lie after lie. Oh, he didn't do his community service. Yeah, I did. So they just lie. They just sit up there and lie to the judge, and it's like we don't even get the chance to retort. And then they end up saying, I have to go to prison for my speech. So that was really the crux of it.
For your speech?
Yes. The whole, if you read
I remember
the
hearing
sentencing,
something weird with your story. I couldn't remember.
If you read the sentencing document, the prosecutors argued to the judge, because they couldn't argue I was involved in any violence, right? They couldn't argue that. There was no instance of violence, and the only thing that they had was me telling people not to go in. Okay. So they argued a bunch of lies that I violated my prior probation by going on Capitol grounds. Total lie. They said that I didn't do my community service. Another total lie. And then they argued to the judge I needed to be in prison because of my speech, because I doubted the 2020 election results. I wasn't remorseful for doubting it. And then they quoted other shows that didn't even have anything to do with the election. And they said because I was critical of Biden, because I called Biden a Chinese agent. Literally, they said this. They argued
clearly
this.
A political prosecution.
And 3 different times. And this is when it became total Twilight Zone. And I'm just sitting there with my lawyer, like, we're just looking at each other like, are we in a cartoon? And the prosecutors would sit there and look at the judge right in the face. And they'd say, because our argument was you're trying to sentence me for free speech. And so the judge would look, the prosecutors looked right in the judge's face and said, this is not about Owen Shroyer's speech, but here's what he said. 3 times.
That's obviously about your speech then.
It's a clown world.
I'm so disappointed none of these guys were arrested. I hear one of the head FBI guys was just like promoted by the Trump administration and like...
Yeah, a lot of them are still there.
Yeah, and speaking of lies too, Epstein files, like what a fucking joke. I'm sure you've already talked about this a lot, but like it's just like how laughable is this? It's like,
so
just
bad.
making a mockery of us.
Yeah, it's so bad.
But yeah, I just don't think people are going to take it much longer. It's going to take some time, but people are fed up.
Well, it's just so obvious now. And it's like, you know, people think Trump's doing it intentionally. I don't believe that, but the result is the same.
Yeah, there's the people that think Trump's like doing some kind of secret, he's going to save us. I hope those people are right, but I think they're complete idiots.
Well, and I was trying to explain this to somebody who's like attacking me, like, oh, you're going to lose all integrity. And it's the exact opposite. Look at it from this standpoint, okay? I'm critical of Trump and what's going on. And by the way, there's reports out now that the Epstein prison video has been edited, 3 minutes cut out.
That was
the whole thing is fake,
right? They cut out 3 minutes of a tape. Like, how insane is this? They should be in jail. That is insane. Like
the whole thing is fake. Oh, the camera footage was corrupted. Oh, the judges fell asleep. Oh, wait, never mind. Here's some of the whole thing. So it's like they want us to like follow all these little stupid cookie crumbs. It's like, no, you just lied about the whole damn thing. Okay, the whole damn thing is a lie. I'm not going to, it's like, oh, this was cut, this was edited. Oh, he said, you're just lying to us.